To say that something was done without saying who did it. It can be used in all of the tenses and is always created with some form of the verb to be. The most important thing to remember is object in an active sentence becomes the subject in a passive sentence. For example, she, subject, gave the presentation. Object becomes the presentation, subject, was given by her. Let's have a look at how passives are formed in different tenses. In the simple present tense, we add either am, is, or are plus the participle. For example, she makes all the appointments becomes all the appointments are made by her. They give the company presentations becomes the company presentations are given by them. In the present progressive tense, we add being and change the ing word in the active sentence to its participle form. For example, they are preparing the documents becomes the documents are being prepared. I am holding a meeting becomes a meeting is being held. In the simple past tense, we add either was or were plus the participle. For example, we explained the contract to the client becomes the contract was explained to the client. She wrote a brief response becomes a brief response was written. In the past progressive tense, we add being and change the ing word in the active sentence to its participle form. For example, I was working on a revisal becomes the revisal was being worked on. They were expecting the delivery becomes the delivery was being expected. In the present perfect tense, we put the word been between have and the participle. For example, they have notified the customers becomes the customers have been notified. She has told him becomes he has been told. We do not use the present perfect progressive in the passive tense. In the past perfect tense, we put the word been between had and the participle. For example, I had already warned him becomes he had already been warned. You had just updated us becomes we had just been updated. Finally, in the future tense with will, we add be and the participle. For example, I'll finish the proposal tomorrow becomes the proposal will be finished tomorrow. They'll send us the approval in the mail becomes the approval will be sent in the mail. Now, let's test what you've learned. I'll give you a sentence and you have to put it in the passive tense. Let's start. We received your message. The answer is, your message was received. Next, we have to calculate the costs. The answer is, the costs have been calculated. Here's another. we will consider your application for a credit line. The answer is, your application for a credit line will be considered. And another, we are cancelling all our future orders. The answer is, all our future orders are being cancelled. They have charged us twice for the same service. The answer is, we have been charged twice for the same service. And another, they had already reached an agreement. The answer is, an agreement had already been reached. Be careful not to use the passive tense too often. Although it is quite useful for providing a limited amount of information, it may also seem as if you have something to hide.